What's going on, you guys? Today we're going to be learning Could Have Been Me, one of my favorite songs by one of my favorite current rock bands, the Struts. These guys are really bringing classic rock and roll back to life, and this tutorial is my extension of appreciation to them and their craft. Real quick before we get into it, I just wanted to mention that I do offer private online lessons over Skype, Zoom, FaceTime, or whatever works best for you. And I'm willing to give you your first lesson for free. So if that sounds like something that you would be interested in, my email will be down in the description box below. Let's get into it. You are watching Logan's Lessons. Okay, so for the entirety of the verse, we have two chords, E major and A major. The E major chord in this song will be played by putting your index finger on the 7th fret of your A string and your third finger or ring finger on the 9th fret of your D. Then going down to an A major chord, we are simply going to bar the 2nd frets of our D and G and optionally your B string with your index finger. Should sound like that. For the first time through these two chords, we will simply be doing 16th note down strums, all of them being palm muted. Okay, so that is the first time through the verse chord progression. On the second time through the progression, only one small thing changes, and that's that you're going to let 4 of those strums ring out. Now, the placement of those 4 ringing out strums may not be exactly what you think. You see, you will palm mute the first strum of the chord, and then the following 4 are let to be ring out. This pattern happens twice per chord. It'll sound like this. Play it with me slowly. Faster now. Okay, so that is how you play the verse. Now let's talk about that pre-chorus. Strumming wise, it's identical to the verse, but you just let your strings ring out the entire time. We will be starting on a B major chord, a power chord on the 2nd fret of our A string. Your index finger will be placed on the 2nd fret of your A string, and your ring finger will be barring the 4th fret of your D and G strings. Then you slide up into a C augmented chord. This chord will be accomplished by putting your first finger on the 3rd fret of your A string and putting your pinky finger on the 6th fret of your D string. The third chord is quite simple from here. All you have to do is slide your first finger up a fret, and you have a C sharp chord. So far we have a B major, to a C augmented, to a C sharp, and then you take this whole shape and you move it up 1 fret to a D major chord. Then we go back to our trusty old A major chord that we played in the verse. And finally we go back to a B major chord, but this time we're going to do it by sliding that A major chord up 2 frets. You're just going to play your D, G, and B strings. This is the only chord where the strumming pattern changes a little bit. Instead of all down strums, you're going to do a down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. And you're going to walk up on your B string from the regular B major chord to putting your middle finger down on the 5th fret of your B string to your pinky on the 7th fret of your B string. Like so. Now the whole pre-chorus slowly. Play along with me. Okay, so now let's talk about that chorus. We're going to start on that E major chord that we played in the first verse. The strumming pattern is a down, 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 up, down, up, down, up, down, up. Before that, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, we're going to play an E suspended chord. We're going to do that by barring our first finger on the 9th fret of our D, G, and B strings. And then we're going to put our third finger on the 11th fret of our D string and our middle finger on the 10th fret of our B. So we get this. So, then right here we're going to leave our first finger barring the 9th fret, but we take our third and pinky fingers and we put them on the 11th fret of our A and D strings, respectively. Then in the same place, strumming pattern-wise, where we did that suspended thing for the previous chord, we'll simply take our pinky finger down a string to the 11th fret of our G string. Then we go to an F sharp minor 7 chord by continuing to bar on the 9th fret, but putting your third finger on the 11th fret of your D string and your middle finger on the 10th fret of your B string. Now for that suspended thing, we are going to take our pinky finger and go up to the 12th fret of our B string. We get... And now we do the same thing we did at the end of the pre-chorus, where we go from the A to the B, and you walk up, and you land on a nice, fat, open E major chord. You're going to play this chord by putting your middle finger on the 2nd fret of your A string, your third finger right under that on the 2nd fret of your D string, and your first finger on the 1st fret of your G string. Let's play the whole chorus together. Okay, now the only thing we have left to talk about is the bridge of this song, and it's actually quite easy. The first couple bars of the bridge start out with your ring finger on the 9th fret of your G string, your pinky on the 9th fret of your B, and your first finger behind there on the 7th fret of your B string. You'll strum it like this, with that last drum taking your pinky finger off and exposing your first finger. This happens twice, and then you're going to drop out for the drums and the vocals to have a cool little moment together, and you're back into the end of the pre-chorus, going from an A to a B with the walk up to a final chorus, which is identical to the first one. I really hope this tutorial has helped you. If it has, please remember to like and subscribe and hit that bell icon so you know when I release new videos. Here in a couple days, I'll be uploading a guitar playthrough on this very song so that you can play along with me. When that's out, it'll be linked here somewhere on the screen. Anyway, I hope you all have a blessed week, and I look forward to seeing you in the next lesson. You were watching Logan's Lessons.